vecinos, hola vecinas. My name is Kass. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, hello to you. So today we're gonna be talking about lashes. I know that everyone is always like, oh my God, I can't use lashes. I can't do this, I can't do that. And I've been getting a lot of requests for this video because of my lash line. This video, you know, it is more a beginner's video. I try to break it down into many steps as I could so that you guys can understand, and hopefully by the end of this video you are able to put your own lashes on. Without further ado, just remember to follow and subscribe to my channel and turn on that little bell so that you can get a notification every time I put a video. I've been getting a lot of requests on how I do my lashes since I dropped my lash line. So I will say this is not the easiest step to makeup. I'll be real honest. There's really no easy way to say this, but the only way that you're gonna get this right is if you practice. And Jesus, look at my nails. Who am I? I can't wait till this quarantine is over. I can't handle this. So this is Nini, and she is the newest lash that I've added to my collection. As you can see, she's pretty long. The first step is pulling out your lashes without breaking them. So since these are mink lashes, the band is going to be a little thicker, but if I was using like Ardell, like a Demi Wispy, or even like some of the Kiss lashes, the band is really thin. So you have to be really careful to not rip them out of the package. So then basically you would just grab it, pull it, and here she is. Like I said, you have to be careful pulling them out. These, like I said, I haven't had any problems like ripping them. I just usually bend my package and then I will grab the end and voila, she's out. Okay, so that's the first step. And you can use that with your hands or with your tweezers, whatever's easiest for you. I'm like a very like hands-on, I use tools, but not as much as I should, and probably I don't use all the tools that I have as much as I could. Next step, you're gonna need scissors, and then you're gonna measure your lash. You want your lash to go on your inner corner and on your outer corner, but you see how she like hangs out the end here? Basically, I'm gonna cut off, where is she? Like a little bit of the outer corner. And when this is like to like a lot of people, this may seem common sense to a lot of people, but it's not it's not common sense to a lot of people also. So when you cut, you want to cut out of the outer corner, not the inner corner, because it's going to mess up the shape of the lash. So always make sure you cut from the outer part of the lash. So I'm gonna cut, and remember, cut, like if you don't know exactly how much, just cut like little pieces at a time, because it's easier to take off than to what it is to add. Does that make sense? So like if you would cut your lash and mess it up, then your lash is pretty much ruined. So I'm gonna measure my lash one more time, and she's still a little bit long. So I cut off one more. And there she sits. And I told you guys that you never cut out from the inner part, but some lashes like these, you see like that little pointy part there? So that part there, you need to cut. That's basically like they put it on there to make sure that like none of the hair gets messed up, like during shipment or just through anything, so that your lash maintains the shape and none of the hairs get messed up. So here she is, right, all nice and cut. And the next part, which is important too, and I just had my mascara. Okay, so here's my mascara, and this is by Pretty Bulgur in Faux Rios. And I've been using this mascara. It's nice, but it is hard to take out. So if you don't, I would say, like, if you're doing fall season, it's your first time, don't use a mascara that's super hard to get off, because to clean off the mascara off of your falsies is gonna be hard. So like, stick to a mascara that kind of molds your lashes, but it's not going to be like waterproof or anything like that, because that will ruin your lashes. Okay, so I'm gonna apply mascara. And I normally don't curl my lashes, but like, if your hairs go downward, then you want to curl your lashes, because once you place your lash on, it's going to be easier for that lash to sit on there instead of like the hairs poking down. Like, you'll be able to see it, because the lash and your natural hairs are not gonna like bond together. So the next step I would say is molding your lash. So if you grab your lash, you want to go like this, because if you don't do that, like, some lashes have a super hard band, so it's just gonna like sit on top and it's not gonna mold accordingly to your eye. So you want to mold it on your own. So you mold your lash. Didn't do really anything, but because I have a cotton band, so it's already super soft to make application super easy. But it did create like a little bit of a difference, as you see. Like, this is the other lash that I didn't mold, and then this one. I'm gonna talk a little bit about glue. There's so many glues out there that you could use, drugstore, from like more prestige brands, whatever you want to use. It's up to you. I usually use I usually use the Kass Lash, and it's this one. These are like, I haven't been using them as much because mine are like, I'm running low, so I like to use my glue, like, I like it to be super fresh. So when I went to the store, they didn't have that glue, so then I found this one, and I already like their brand. I figured I could try this. Another glue too that you could use is black. I would say if you're a beginner, stay away from black, because black does create like a black line. So if you're not like super good at placing your lash, like, you're gonna struggle a little bit, and that's where things could go left real quick. So when placing the glue, like, don't place it on top, place it on the inside. And when you place your lash too, like, you want to make sure that, that you're placing your lash like on top of your eye. Does that make, like, on top? You don't want to place it like down, because it's gonna create like an open eye effect. I literally woke up early today to like do this video, and because of the quarantine, like, I've been going to bed so late and waking up so late. So like, today it was really hard to get out of bed, but this is like the only time that I can like get away from Callie and do something, because every time she's here, like, I try to film, I try to do anything, and she's in the video, and she's not just like, oh, like, I want to be here, no, like, I want to ruin your video, mom, type of thing. So this is like the only time. So I like got up, took a shower, had my shake, now I'm drinking my tea, so it's gonna be a good day. Okay, so placing the glue on the inside of my lash. And then my other trick is I take the glue and put a little bit on the inside where I want my lash to lay. And then I put a little bit on the outside. And that's where I want my lash to lay. And basically that just helps to get your lash to stay, because it's not easy. Like, I'm not saying that this is like the super easiest things. Even I sometimes, like, if I'm doing it too fast, then I'll place it wrong and then I have to like take it out. So the good thing about the glue, when it's drying, it turns like a little bit of, like, it turns blue. I know you guys can see that. So that means that the glue is drying, and people are like, oh, how long do I leave the glue on for? Everything depends. It depends on temperature. So when like, if it's colder, the glue is going to dry faster. If it's warmer, the glue is going to take a little longer. But usually an ideal time, I would say, is like 20 to 30 seconds max that you want to let this dry. But the reason why I apply like my mascara and then I go and then I try to like let my mascara dry is because if you would go in and like your mascara is also wet, then it's gonna get all over your hands. It's just gonna get messy. So apply your mascara first. Let that like baby work in there and dry down before you put your lashes on. See, like whatever mirror you're using, you want to see like that lid and see where you're gonna place your lash. So I usually grab like a hand mirror or like my vanity mirror, whatever I want to use, and I make sure that I can see where I'm placing my lash. Another trick too that people ask me is, what if I have curly hairs? So if you have curly hairs, you want to pin down like the outer and the inner and then place your lash on top, and that's gonna make sure that the hair is not in the way. It's not super hard to apply your lash that way, but you just hold your lash and then place your lash on top, and that's what's gonna make those hair, like I said, stand down, and it's gonna give you like a clean slate so that you can see where you're placing your lash. So here I go. I'm gonna look at the inner, and then I usually place it like on top. So even though I looked where I was placing it, I'm trying to clamp down the middle. Not really, I don't care if the front is down or the end is down. So here I put down the end, and now I'm gonna put down the inner. See? And then this part is important because you want these lashes to look as on as possible. You want them to look like they're yours. So you want to use your fingers to clamp your natural lashes, the falsies together, and you just kind of want to like pin it down like that. And that's what's going to create that effect that makes your lashes look elongated, like they're yours. These, I know that these are like super big, but I like to think these are mine because I paid for them, right? There you go. As you can see, like she's on. Okay, I'm gonna apply my other lash off camera. Okay, so here are my lashes. Both of them are on. And this again is Style Nini, which is like one of my favorites right now. I usually go for like Leo or King Kass. I have to tell you guys, when I was putting my other lash on, is measure your lash according to the eye. So this eye is different from this eye, even though like it's weird to think about that, but this eye, usually I don't have to cut as much as I would have to cut on this eye. So just be mindful of that. Like you want to measure your lid according to your eye. And another thing that I tell people too is like sometimes like it's hard to like get your lashes to like bind together. So I would just take a little bit more mascara and try to apply it like as close to your natural lash as possible, because again, you don't want to ruin your minks. So just make sure you get in there and you apply a little bit. Like here, I feel like maybe I got a little bit of powder on my natural lash, so it's a little white, I don't know. But basically just do that and clamp them together. And here you go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.